we are setting up our Trek Pros, just getting our baseline marks so that we can use the sight tape gauge that comes in the package with our Trek Pros. So first things first is we want to understand how to use the sight tape gauge, and it's pretty simple. For most archers using a 5-pin sight, their pins are going to be set 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. Using the bottom pin as your indicator or your floating pin, that's where we want to start. So what I went ahead and did is I went ahead and ran my sight all the way to the top. I unlocked the lockdown knob, rolled it all the way to the top, so it's essentially at 0. From that point, I went ahead and used these 4 screws here, and they're on both sides, to allow me to move the full gang adjustment to zero in my bottom pin at 30 yards. Now that I have it dialed in at 30 yards, I lock that down, and I'm going to go forth and shoot the distances 40, 50, and 60. Now, I'm going to walk back slowly. I don't need the reference marks of 40 and 50. The mark that I'm looking to zero in next is going to be 60 yards. I'm going to roll the sight down. I will shoot 40, I will shoot 50, and finish with 60. When I get to 60, I'll lock it down, I'll make another reference mark, and at that point, I can use the sight tape gauge that's included in the box of the Trek Pro, and that'll help me pick the sight tape that I need to have the correct marks. I will then install the sight tape. I will lock it back down. Now I know my bottom pin is set at 60 yards. I'm ready to rock and roll. You may notice that your indicator pin doesn't line up exactly with the 60-yard mark, but that's okay. All you need to do is unlock the screw that is holding your indicator in place, slide the indicator to then match your 60-yard mark, lock it back down, and now you're set. The indicator pin is then set 60 onto the further distances all the way out to 130, and you can go ahead and move that dial to get to the desired distance using your bottom pin as your indicator pin. Once you've sighted in all your pins individually, you can now utilize the top indicator pin at whatever distance you choose. I prefer to set my top indicator pin at 20. So I have 2 references, 20 and 60. When those 2 indicators are dialed in, I'm ready to go. If I choose to dial that sight lower than 60, my bottom pin may now set at 85 yards. Well, if I have an opportunity for a closer shot, I at least now have a second pin to help me out and help me know what distance I am for a closer opportunity. It's that simple. You're then sighted in 20 to 60, and your bottom floating pin, well, the work's already done for you with the sight tapes that CBE includes. It's ready to rock and roll from 60 all the way out to 130.